How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Cyclekart workshop. It's a great day here because we have finished painting all of the components. And now we're truly down to final assembly. And I'm going to be working on this throughout the week. And on Saturday, Steve and the guys are coming over and we're going to see if we can wrap this thing up. Really looking forward to seeing what this body looks like on the chassis. So stay tuned. More to come. It's a nice day here in the Valley of the Sun. It was 70 degrees today. So I got home from work and I've been working on the chassis here a little bit. I managed to install the reservoir for the brakes and the hose running clear to the back. I haven't hooked up the caliper yet, but I'll get to that. Part of this whole menagerie here was this wiring loom. This goes to the headlights. Here's the adapter which accepts the Ryobi battery to run the headlights. I managed to install the master cylinder, so that's in place now, and the brake pedal. I have the throttle linkage put in. It's a little loose still. I haven't hooked it up at the carburetor completely, but the whole loom works its way through the body and the tub right there. There's the end to the caliper. Let's see, this is a wiring. That's also part of the brake switch. This is wiring to the tail lights. And then here I have the throttle's not really hooked up yet, but it's there. So I think I'll work on the caliper next. It goes right in here. All right, it's Saturday morning, and it's going to be a big day here. We think we're going to finish this thing up. So Steve and Steven are here, and they're working on the shocks right now, getting those installed. We've already got the brakes installed, and we're getting ready to bleed those. The chain is on. The throttle's hooked up. So once we bleed the brakes, we're going to drop the body on.
So right now we're putting nylock, or blue Loctite rather. I always mispronounce things. I think I'm going senile. I think there should be a drinking game every time I say nut instead of bolt, or bolt instead of nut, screw instead of bolt, nylock instead of Loctite. We removed the set screws off the axle bearings so we don't go all the axles later. Remove these set screws right here. So right now we're just putting Loctite on these locking collars, and so this will be put in place for the last time.
You should add two more though, huh?
Yeah, we're going to add two more to the inside ones.
Here and here.
So that's what's going to hold your axle in place, is these locking collars. Keep it from walking all over the place and sliding around. You don't want this to slide around while it's under load. So that'll keep it from doing that.
Let's say this is the last thing we have to do, and then we can drop the body on. What's happening next?
So I got two more little set screws in here to take out. They got that other tool still? One back it up.
Oh yeah, right here. Okay, we've reached a milestone now. We're getting ready to drop the body on the chassis, so let's see how it goes.
Oh, this is so light, Dennis.
Yep, this turned out lighter than I thought. Yeah.
What, we're a little offside. Okay, we're down on my side.
Okay.
We're kind of up on something there. I can support you a little bit if we need
Out of
to.
the way. Okay, let's see.
It needs to go shift over here a little bit.
Toward me.
I think so, yeah, we're about an eighth of an inch this time. There we go, now we're in.
There.
Okay, it needs to slide back towards you.
Okay. Come on.
Okay, there it is, right there. That's it.
Yep. And these two look like they're going to line up.
All right.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, well, Dad,
So when you put your tie rods together, make sure you're using nylocks. I think Mark supplies them with nylocks, but just in case you lose them, it's going along. All these steering components really need nylocks or some sort of Loctite for sure, because you don't want these to come apart when you're driving. So we're putting these now inside the car here, attempting not to scratch anything up too badly. I think we're on the outside one there. We'll put a nut on that. Back side.
All right, well, we've installed the rear cover, and Steven's working on the belts. Steve's installing the headlights. Those are going in pretty good.
Yeah.
He's got the tie rods in. And then I've been working on getting the seat bottom put in.
Over the brass. There you go. Knock them out.
Just about have the belts on now. We originally screwed them in place. Now we're riveting them in. All right.
Love that brass.
Shaping up.
Okay. You go back on. All right. (1932) Salmson Cyclekart.
We'd go out in the yard, but we just irrigated, so it's all wet out there. Looks pretty good, Steven. Has a nice turning radius, too. Your turn.
Really good.
Steve, Vinson, and I were talking today after we had finished this thing up, and he pointed out something I didn't realize, and that was this cycle cart has all the upgrades that we've learned about as a natural course of progression going back to like 2013-14 when Steve and I started building cycle carts. So we were using go-kart components at the time, and they were just sloppy as can be, but it worked. You know, we still had a lot of fun. But this car, those upgrades amount to, it has the differential, it has the hydraulic brakes, it also has an electrical system, headlights and taillights, it has the Ackerman steering, it has bearings for the front axles. Back in the day, we were just shimming up, you know, there was no bearings to be had, and we were just using shim material, and they're really sloppy, but now we have bearings. It also has the KPI spindles, the kingpin inclination spindles, which are great for tracking at high speed. It has the larger diameter tie rods, the 3/8 diameter tie rods. We've learned that the 5/16, which are common on the go-kart component list, They bend under heavy load. And then it also has shocks on the front, which really help calm things down when you're on rough ground. So, and you know, this thing drives great. The brakes are fantastic. It has excellent turning radius. And so I guess it does add up when, I just didn't realize it. So, well, anyway, this is the end of the series. It's nice that you guys followed along. We surely appreciate it. And we're bringing it up to Huntsville in a couple months, so you'll be allowed to drive it if you'd like. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.